Hi everyone, so welcome to my video today. I'm going to be doing some videos that will go up on a Monday, and I'm going to call it Maker Monday because now I'm part of the DRK Crafts Maker team. I thought it was only fair to show you some of the amazing papers and cards and products that they have. So, as part of the design team, it's going to be my first Maker Monday video. So today I'm going to show you a 5x7 double display internal shadow box card. Now I haven't decorated the front. I am going to put something on here, probably white, and I'm going to put some white on the back. But the main event is the middle of the card. So there's not really much point in putting anything on the front. If you wanted to, you could. I might just put something on. I don't know, we'll see. But anyway, when you open it up, you have this wonderful card, double display, internal shadow box card. So everything I've used here pretty much is from DRK Crafts. Some of it's old Trimcraft stock as well from my demo days. So I've used on the papers, I've used their Forever Free, the first edition Forever Free 12x12 paper pad. So this is the 12x12 pad. It's really nice. You've got lots of really nice patterns. You've even got like tags and stuff and little sentiments and things there as well. And some of these are, you know, they've got different things on them, pearlescent paper and shiny and all kinds of things. So I've gone ahead and used these papers here, which are actually are they double-sided? No, they're single-sided. They're single-sided, but there is a double-sided one as well. This is well cut up, this pad, because I've used it a lot because I really like it. So this flowers here, this is actually a double-sided one, that one, but I've used the other one, which was single-sided, this one here. So yeah, so that's over on drkcrafts.co.uk. I'm going to list all the products that I've used. I'll list in the description below, okay? So if you want to go and get them, you can. So that's that. And then I've also used the Miri card that I've used here. The pink and the two different greens are from the Dovecraft Tropical Card Pack. Now I've put mine in a little folder, but I've just kept the header thing so that I can see, you know, what colours are in there. They also do a mermaid pack as well, which I will be getting soon. But yeah, this is the tropical one. And again, it's got some really nice colours. You've got a really nice pink. You have to bear with, I've got them in, you know, as you can see, I've used them lots. There's a blue, there's an aqua blue, there's like a tealy green. Don't know if you can see that very well. And another kind of green, more of a kind of a yellowy, olivey green, and more of a deep green. And then there's also a gold as well. Really beautiful, and I like them because they're not super shiny. So as you can see on here, they're kind of like a matte mirror, but I really like it. I think it's really nice because it gives that little bit of sparkle without how we're having all the the mirror on it. And then the little pearls that I've put on are from Love to Craft, and they're these 3mm adhesive pearls. And they're really cute. I like them because it's nice and small, and they're great for a card like this. They don't add too much extra bulk. And then I've also made these butterflies. Now this was actually out of a first edition die, and it was a whole die, like a whole scene die. But what I've done is I've cut it out of their Dovecraft holographic Miri card. Again, I'll put a link below for that. Just to add a little bit extra sparkle. And I love that rainbow holographic kind of feel that you get. So yeah, so this was actually as a 6x6, like a background die, and the butterfly sticks up. So I've just kind of cut it out, and then just, you know, cut two of them out and stuck them on. This was an old Trimcraft stamp, a thank you, nice big greeting. These were first edition nested doily die circles. And then we've got various foliage and flowers, again, all Dovecraft first edition, you know. Just really love their dies, and I've just mixed and matched really with them. So yeah, so that's the card for today, so let's get into it. Okay, so for today's Monday Maker video, I'm going to be using card from the first edition Forever Free pad. I love this pad. It's so nice. I love the colours, love the patterns. It's just, and it's good because all of the card is about 200 GSM. So, and they've got different finishes and stuff on them. So what I've done is, when I made the internal shadow box card, the original version, which is this one, I actually, and this is using the Let's Celebrate pad, I actually used like a mat and then put pattern pieces on. But for today's one, I've decided just to go for a pattern card as my main pieces. So I've gone for this one, which is the single-sided floral. There's also another one that's similar to this, but it's a slightly bigger floral and it's double-sided. So I'm going for the single-sided one, and also two plain pieces. And then I've got pattern pieces for inside the actual window itself. So I'm going to give you the measurements and we'll start scoring. Okay, so for the main base card, you need one piece that is 7 inches by 7.5, and you need one piece that is 7 inches by 8. So on the 7 by 8, what you want to do is you're going to score at 5 inches and also at 7.5 inches. And then on the 7 by 7.5, you're just going to score at 5 inches. So we're going to put those two pieces to one side, and then we're going to bring in our two base pieces, and both of these are 6 3/4 by 7.5, and on both of them you're going to score at 1.5, at 3, and at 6.5 along the long edge. Okay, so I'm going to do that again with this one. Okay, so we're going to go back to this base card again because this is the easiest one to do. So this line here is going to be a valley fold. So I'm just going to fold it down so it ends up being a valley. And the same on this one, that's going to be a valley as well. So there's your valley. And then this one here is going to be a mountain. So you should end up with that. Now I've put them that way round because what's going to happen is that one is actually going to slot on to that one and stick together in a minute, but we're just going to hold on with that for a second. We'll assemble in a minute. So getting back to our two pieces, if I turn them over so they're a bit more obvious, you want to put them in so that you've got like the two even pieces, then a thicker piece, and then the thinner strip here. So you got, and then the opposite is the opposite on this one. So thin, thick, thin, thin. I don't know if you can see. I'm hoping you can see my score lines. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to now draw on with pencil, so then you will be able to see it. If you can't see the score lines at the moment, you will be able to see. So let's start with this one here. So I need my aperture to be like this. So this score line here, I'm going to cut along. I'm going to come out, down and across. Okay, so for that reason, I am going to come down here and I'm just going to mark along that first score line at 1 inch from the top down and from 1 inch on the bottom up. Okay, so both of those two marks are both 1 inch up. I'm going to do the same on this score line over here. So basically the two end score lines, you just want to make a mark 1 inch from the top down and 1 inch from the bottom up. Okay, so that's that. And then we're going to draw a line between the two marks, and I would do this on the reverse of your card like I am here. And you're not going to need the full length of this mark, but just so that you know it's just easier to join the two up really. Then what we're going to do is we're going to come, actually let's come this way around, and this second crease line, so I've got one crease line here, another crease line here, the big section and the slightly narrower section. So on this second one here, I'm going to put my ruler on. I need to make a mark 1/2 inch to either side of that crease line. Okay, and I'm going to do the same with this one here, 1/2 inch either side. So there and there. And then you just want to join those two marks up. So you've got one mark there, and you've got one mark here. Okay, so this bit in the middle here where the crease line is, you don't want to cut that out. If you imagine this line, so this is your other crease line here. I'm going to draw it on, but obviously you'll be able to see it when you come to do it. So that's your crease line there, your score line, and your other score line is over here. So again, in between the two lines, the two marks, and you're going to be getting rid of this section and this section. This section will stay, okay? So you should have a solid, a gap, a solid, a gap, a solid. So what you want to do is you're going to repeat that exactly the same on this one, so you can turn it round if it makes it easier. So I'm now going to just do the exact same again, but on here. Okay, so I'm now going to go ahead and I'm going to cut those two sections out. So you end up with that, okay? So you've basically got two apertures, and what we want to do is you want to make sure that the two big apertures are in the middle and the two smaller apertures on the edges. So with it that way round, you're going to need to go valley, mountain, valley. So you end up with that. So we're going to put those to one side, and then we're just going to stick our base together. Okay, so you've got your two pieces. So you want to turn one round, and then on the inside of this tab here, just on the inside there, you're going to put either wet glue or red tape, whatever you've got that sticks well. I'm going to use wet glue just because you have a bit of time to get it in the right place. And then what you're going to do is turn it round so that you've got your two pieces together like that, and just fold that tab over. Okay, because when it's flat in your envelope, it's going to be like that. So you want to make sure that it is actually, this one's not quite yet. So you want to make sure it's folding nice and flat, and it's nicely butted up into that corner there. Okay, if you end up with a slight overhang like I have, don't worry about it too much. You can just make that the front. To be honest, we're not really going to decorate the front. It's mainly going to be for you know, for you to write your message on, because it will stand like that. So you don't really need to see, you know, the front and the back. But if you want to go ahead and decorate the front and the back, you can. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take our internal pieces. This one is going to go on here and on there like that. So what we need to do is we are going to stick down this side first, the thickest, you know, the widest one first. Again, you can use normal double-sided or wet glue. I'm going to go wet glue just because it allows me a bit of wiggle room time. So I'm going to go ahead and put some glue on this piece here. Then I'm going to take the pattern and I'm going to lay it down. You just want a nice even border around those three sides. So top, bottom and on the left. Like that. So next we're going to go ahead and stick our pattern pieces in. So you need two pieces of pattern paper that are 3 inches by 6 3/4 and two pieces that are 1 1/8 by 6 3/4. So what you want to do is go ahead and add your glue on the back. And then what we want to do is take this piece, concertina it down flat and add some glue or tape onto that wrong side that you've got there. And then what you're going to do is you're just going to take this piece and just fold it down flat onto that piece that you've got there. Now if you want to, you can put your pattern piece in first, but I just think this way you're going to definitely get it in the right place. So that is going to go like that, and then I just need to stick this piece in here like that. Now obviously it's a bit tricky because you've got to manoeuvre. If you want to put it in beforehand, I mean if you do one, you can sort of see what your border is going to be, so then you can guess it. But obviously if you're like me, it's the first time you're doing it, then you might want to, you know, stick this down afterwards. But as I said, if you're using wet glue, it does make it a lot easier. So you should end up with that. So that's your inside piece done. So we're going to repeat exactly the same on this side. I'm going to turn mine round because I just find it easier to work that way round. So again, take your internal piece, put some glue on the back of that thickest line, or some red tape, double-sided tape. Turn it over, stick it down on the edge here. Again, make sure you've got a nice even border around 3 sides. Then we're going to go ahead and stick in our piece of pattern paper, and this time around I'm going to stick the other piece in as well, because now I know what the border looks like, I can be a bit more confident about getting it in the right place. And then, like before, we're just going to fold this down flat, concertina it down flat, and just put some glue or wet tape on there. Glue or wet tape, wet glue or tape, and red tape, and then you're going to put this down like that, stick it down so that it goes flat. Just have a look, make sure it's okay. Yep, it is. And so there is the base of your card done. So now we just need to decorate it. Now, one thing to note, which I haven't done, and probably should have done, but I think on this one I decided I wasn't going to do. If you want to add any kind of acetate, so on my single version, I put a piece of acetate across, and I did this before I stuck this bit down. So I actually put the acetate behind this panel and then behind this frame here. Okay, so if you want to put acetate in, you need to do that before you stick it down. But I'm not going to do that with mine. I'm just going to do some other bits on it. The other thing as well you can do, which again I think I was thinking about possibly doing, is doing little tabs here and having your greeting on here. That's another option. But yeah, so I'm just going to go ahead now and get some things to decorate it with, and we can start decorating it up. Okay, so I've gone ahead and added some foliage on. So next I want to put this greeting, I need to stick this onto here, and then that's going to go in the middle there. Now we should be okay with closing it, just because if I bring this like this and just fold one side down, as long as when you've got it on halfway this doesn't dip out the side, then it will be fine, it will fit. So you could, if you wanted to, put, as I said, put acetate here or have things hanging down, whatever you want. But I'm going to have this in the middle here like that. And then I might put something on this back bit, just a couple of little bits on the back bit maybe. We'll see. I don't know if you might not need it, but we'll see. So I'm going to go ahead now and stick that onto there. And then what I'm going to do, in order to stick it on, I've got two little pieces of this pattern paper. So ideally, you really want to put these hinges on before you stick this piece down. But I obviously didn't think about that. So I've just got taken the same pattern paper again, and these little hinges are going to sit on there. So if you do see that, you're not really going to notice that it is, you know, that it's there. So I'm just going to quickly go ahead and stick these, stick the thank you down to there. And then I'll talk you through the hinges. Okay, so these little hinges here, what we need to do is get a bit of red tape, and on the back you just need to stick red tape on both sides of so the wrong side. Okay, so now what we want to do is peel off the backing off one side of your tab, so just on one side. And then you're going to fold it in half, and then where that crease line is, that is going to marry up with this crease line here. Now, you might do best to lie it down flat, and then you can kind of work out where halfway is roughly. So you're going to stick it on like that so it sticks up like that. Then you're going to take the other one, take the backing off that on one side, fold it in half again. This time it's going to open up the other way, so it's going to open up that way around. That crease line is going to marry up with that fold line in the middle, the score line in the middle. Like that. And then what we want to do next is take off the backing of both of those tabs, making sure they don't fold over and touch each other. And then you're going to take your greeting and you're going to stick it down nice and centrally and straight. Like that. So then when it stands up, you end up with that. And so obviously when it stands up, it stands up like that. Now when you want to fold it down, you're going to flip it to one side. I'm going to flip it this way. And you're just going to fold everything down with it. Now the only problem is I've got foliage there, so I'm going to have to kind of fold the foliage to one side, and then that will then fold down flat. I have to be a bit careful because I've got silicone glue here and I don't want to squish it. But anyway, that works. So there we go. So that's our thank you. And then if you wanted to, you could put some things on the back there. I think I might leave mine because I feel like it's got quite a lot on it. But you could, if you wanted to, put something in the back there as well. I might end up with a butterfly maybe. I know I quite like it as it is actually. So there's your thank you. So obviously do whatever you want. If you wanted to put, as I said, you know, greeting elsewhere, you can. And then all you need to do, I'm not going to do mine yet because as I've got silicone glue that's drying, but on the back here, you're just going to put a piece of white card that will be 4 3/4 by 6 3/4, and that's going to be where you put your message. If you want to put something on the other side, you can. This is coming off now, I need to re-stick that down again. If you want to put something on this side here, on the front here, you can. It's really up to you. I'm going to leave mine as it is, I think. I might just put 2 pieces of white because this is the main event. So yeah, so there you go. So that's our double display, 5x7 double display internal shadow box card. Okay, so hopefully you enjoyed the video. So as you can see, I just went ahead and added some little flowers and foliage, added a butterfly on from a first edition die. I've stamped a greeting, put that in the middle. Yeah, and so just finished it off with some pearls. So I hope you enjoyed today. Please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you never miss a video. Go and check out www.drkcrafts.co.uk. Have a look at their wonderful products in their shop. They've got some really nice things in there. And if you're into, maybe you're into sewing and crocheting, knitting, you're into vinyl, stuff like that, they've got all sorts over there. They really have. So yeah, go and check them out and go and have a look. And I'll see you all next time. Bye.